Hi, I'm Dr. Nate Akpich, and in this 4 in 4 video, I'll be summarizing findings from my 2020 article, The Roles of Campus Support Programs and Education and Training Vouchers on College Persistence for Youth with Foster Care Histories. So the purpose of the study really was to look at two critical types of supports available to college students with foster care histories, ETVs and CSPs. ETVs are $5,000 per year vouchers that students can use towards the cost of college. At the time this study was written, ETVs had been around for about 20 years, but they hadn't been formally evaluated in terms of their impact on college outcomes. Likewise, CSPs had been around for about 25 years. They were in hundreds of college campuses across the US, but there really hadn't been a study that evaluated the impact on college outcomes. So this study was meant to take a first pass at seeing whether ETVs and CSPs make it more likely for students with foster care histories to make it through their first year in college. So the sample for this study came from the Cal Youth study. This is a longitudinal study of young people in California foster care. And in particular, there were 401 Cal Youth participants who had enrolled in college. And this was according to National Student Clearinghouse data that we obtained in 2019. On average, students were about 23 years old when we got this data. So we were really interested in Cal Youth participants who had enrolled in college. The main outcome is whether or not students persisted through their first 2 semesters in college. The 2 main predictors is whether or not they received an education and training voucher and whether or not they participated in the campus support program for students with care histories. And both of these were obtained from interviews that we conducted with youth in the Cal Youth study. We use logistic regression to control for a wide range of possible alternative explanations, and this strengthened the accuracy of our estimates of ETVs and CSPs impact. So what we found is that campus support programs were present at about 122 colleges in California, in almost all the 4-year colleges, and they were in most of the 2-year public colleges. Less than half of the students persisted through their first year in college. And by far, students were much more likely to attend 2-year colleges than 4-year colleges. We saw that about 2 in 5 Cal Youth participants in college received an ETV, and about half had participated in a CSP. We saw that the odds of persisting in college for youth who received an ETV were about 2.8 times the odds of students who did not receive an ETV, and this was statistically significant. Likewise, we saw that the odds of persisting for youth who participated in the CSP were about 2.1 times the odds of students who did not participate in the CSP. So what are the main takeaways? Well, first off, as a note of caution, a study does not generate causal estimates, but the findings are nevertheless still promising. We saw that students who participated in CSPs and received an ETV were more likely to make it through their first year in college. These findings were robust after we accounted for many possible confounding factors. So this early evidence suggests that the investment in these programs does seem to pay off. But we do need to look at longer-term college outcomes, such as degree completion. One of the recommendations is that to raise the ETV amount. ETV amount has been $5,000 per year since 2021. College has gotten a lot more expensive. Really, ETV should be adjusted each year to keep pace with the rising cost of attendance. CSPs are typically funded through a patchwork of different types of funds, not always that stable. And a recommendation is that federal funding should be set aside to establish campus support programs, colleges where there are many students with care histories attending, and also community-based programs to serve that can reach out to several colleges that have students with foster care histories. If you want to see a 1-page summary of this article, or if you want to request a free copy of the full article, go to my website at nateakpich.com. You can also watch some other 4 in 4 videos.